Hi, Caleb. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Nicole, the social media coordinator for the All American High School Film Festival, and I'm so excited to learn all about your film. Congratulations on being one of our 2025 official selections.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Awesome. So, could you just briefly introduce yourself, tell me where you're from, what high school you went to, and tell me what inspired you to pursue filmmaking?
Yeah, so my name is Caleb Reese Paul. I'm 17 years old. I'm homeschooled, and I'm based in New York City. Filmmaking for me was kind of I always had a passion for the arts and specifically writing. And then I became an actor totally by accident, like a right place, right time thing. Went to a regional theater audition by accident and sang Happy Birthday, and then was cast in the ensemble of a random show. And then from there, that kind of steamrolled, and then I kind of circled back to my interest in storytelling. And yeah, Pulpitum is my new film that's at the All American High School Film Festival this year, and it's my sixth short. And I've been making films since 2020.
Well, that's
If you don't
awesome.
count all my like iMovie stop motion things from like under 8 years old.
I don't think any of us count those. I had my
I hope
phase
not.
definitely back in the day. So for this next part, it's gonna be a little bit of an activity. I am gonna set up a timer here for 60 seconds, and you're
Uh-oh.
gonna elevator pitch to me your film. So you're gonna tell me the genre, the main theme, and the hook that's gonna get the audience into it. Okay? Ready?
Cool. I don't know if I even need 60 seconds. Let's see if I can beat you.
Period. Some
All
of
right,
these
let's
people
go.
have been doing it in 30. So if you want to try and beat that timing, I can challenge you to that.
All right.
Okay, ready? Three, two, one, go.
Okay, so Pulptum is my short film. It's a high concept sci-fi horror thriller about a girl named Claire who's in a technological cult and she's trying to find her missing sister. And so through a bunch of like fragmented visions and using their retro 70s technology and a bunch of creepy leaders, she's trying to navigate her sister's disappearance, and she doesn't think the information that she's been told is 100% the truth.
Okay,
How'd
okay.
I do?
You did it in 30. Wait, I don't know how to time this correctly. 50, nope, 27 seconds. So you did beat
Okay,
the 30-second one. You did beat the 30-second ones.
I'll take
Okay,
it.
fire. That was great. So, on to my next question. What inspired you to make this film, and how did you bring that vision to life?
What inspired me, this film to me, this film overall is a proof of concept for a feature film. And so, kind of to me, what was most important was definitely world building. And so we really focused heavily on making sure the cinematography was like as rich and as unique as possible. We do a lot of like uh, cool camera tricks, and I really kind of focus on my camera direction a lot for this one. The score we tried to make kind of very expansive, so there's like a lot of orchestral like string stuff, and then there's also like darker synth and like warped stuff all kind of mixed together. The production design was really important. We sourced a bunch of old. The kind of thought process for this is some kind of dystopian society, or my at least my thought process, my interpretation was it was some kind of dystopian society that found a church and was kind of using what was left of the technology and stuff that was inside from like the 70s to make this whole society and situation. And so it's all kind of made out of retro TVs and wires and a bunch of stuff that we had to source and find, which is not easy. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where I focused a lot, and especially in the writing, just making sure it was expansive and kind of covered as much ground as possible in a relatively short 15-minute runtime.
So, you mentioned that you're homeschooled. And I know like a lot of the students that are in this festival, like their crews are built up of the kids in like their film programs at school. Do you have a crew? Are you like a one-man band, or how did you navigate that?
It's a mix. Sometimes I do things completely by myself. This one has had the biggest crew I've ever worked with just because we were dealing with so much. We shot the film in 4 days, which is, if you see the film, it's absurd that we were able to do it in that amount of time. I did my film that I did right before I shot in 6 days, which was still complicated, but nowhere near as complicated as this one. And so it was a really jam-packed schedule. But obviously, I'm a kid. I am have a very limited budget, and so I was very budget conscious about how I was moving crew in and out, and so A lot of the crew members, we had, an extra genie person on just one day, the day that I knew I would need them. And so once we figured out the schedule, then it was like, okay, who do we need on each day, and making sure that we only had the amount of people there that we actually needed and weren't, wasting money on extra people. And so we brought people in and out. The credits looked like we had a lot more people than we did because we had all sorts of issues. We had like two different assistant cameras because someone had to go on another gig, and we had to bring in a bunch of like extra people. So it was a large puzzle just to get all the crew there. Um, but yeah, it was a lot of kind of moving parts there.
How did you meet these other filmmakers?
Through network, basically. I've made, like I said, this is my sixth film. So I've made a couple before that, and so I know I have a working relationship with a bunch of different crew members. And once I brought on a DP, he had an assistant camera that he wanted to work with, and a gaffer that he likes to work with, and we just kind of sourced the crew, a mix of like what the department heads wanted, their kind of backup people, not their backup people, but their assistants and seconds to be, and then a mix of people that I know.
So do you think that networking is important when filmmaking?
1,000%. It's so, so, so important.
So, what message or feeling do you hope that the audience walks away with after watching your film?
I don't know. I think that's up for the audience to decide. I have asked a lot of questions. It's definitely a puzzle box, so the film is designed to be watched more than once, for sure. And I really wanted to reward rewatch value, so I've intentionally buried a lot of, you know, secrets and Easter eggs and things that you'll kind of notice if you watch it. I still notice more things watching it at festivals and by myself than I did originally. And so I think you get a lot out of rewatching it for sure, because there's a lot going on, and it's, like I said, super compressed because it's 15 minutes. But anyway, I'm excited to come to the festival and see kind of what the feedback is. I always enjoy kind of seeing different people's interpretations. I've been at festivals where people are like, "What in the world just happened there?" And then I've been at other festivals where like the ending, which I won't spoil, the ending happens, and then there are like gasps, and like people, each have their own interpretation, which I think is something really interesting to me. And yeah, I'm excited to see kind of what people take from it.
So, my final question, why should people make sure to see your film at the festival this year?
Why should people see my film at the festival? Well, I put a lot of time and work into it. I hope people get to see it to enjoy it, and I think I hope it's kind of can immerse you in this other world that I've really enjoyed building with myself and the cast and crew, and kind of really, I hope it's a kind of like 15 minutes you get to step into this kind of thrill ride where not only you get to go on this journey with the characters, but you also get to kind of see the hopefully interesting world that surrounds them, and leaves you. I hope that the film leaves you with questions afterwards, and you're thinking, did I lose you? Okay, I'm still here. Thinking about kind of the true answers and all that after. So yeah, I definitely think it's a puzzle box. It's definitely for film fans who like kind of thinking about it and rewatching it and really kind of digging deep into what makes the film special.
Thank you so much for taking your time to talk to us today. We're so excited to feature your work at the festival. For those attending the fest, you can see Pulpitum on Saturday, October 18th during our screening number 36 at the AMC Empire 25 Theater in Times Square, New York City. See you guys in October.